All right, my friends. So I wanted to introduce you to an app or a desktop program called Autodesk Sketchbook. It's free. It's available on iOS. It's available on Android, and it has a desktop version as well. So it's really versatile. I use it a lot in my artwork as well. So I just wanted to walk you through it because you can do a version of your still life drawing with this app. All right, so I'm just going to give you a quick introduction so you can kind of see some of the things you can do with it. And then we'll try it for this activity, and I will bring it back as an option, maybe show you some other things about it in lessons to come. So first thing that you would do is open up the app. Right, So I'm gonna get rid of that. So these are your drawing tools that you have available. These are your layers. These are some other tools that you have up here. This little doohickey shows you what color you have and what drawing tool you have. And you can actually, if I were to click on that, the mechanical pencil, this technical pen, is my favorite. Right now, I can click on different ones and you can kind of see the marks that it would make right there. But I'm just going to go back to that for a second. And if I go into settings right here, I can control how wide that line is going to be. Okay? So I like to use maybe like around a 5 or a 6, and it reminds me kind of like a fine line Sharpie. You can also control the opacity. You can make it completely a solid color. You can allow more light to come through there as well. Okay, you can see that a little better. So I'm gonna keep it at, I'm gonna make it black. Right? So, and you can change the colors here. So if I wanted to work with black, I can do that. I can also hit color, and I can control the color that way as well. So you can see that. Right? But I'm gonna do a line drawing first, a contour line drawing. So I've got that. I'm gonna move this out of my way. If you want to get rid of this stuff, if I go up here and hit that button, now I have the blank drawing surface right there. If I want to bring it back, I've got an undo, I've got a redo, so I can control things there as well. So what I would like to do, all right, so I'm going to close out real quick for a second, bring this back. I'd like to add an image. I'm going to start with one of the photographs that I took of my still life. So in order to do that, what I am going to do here is I'm going to go up here to this button right there, and it says gallery. That's the one that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and hit gallery. It says save or discard. I didn't do anything, so I can discard it. Yep. And now I'm going to go down here to this plus sign at the bottom. I'm going to hit plus, and it says new sketch, new from image, new from iTunes. So I'm going to go new from image. Click on that. And I want to import a photo from somewhere on my device. So I'm going to go in here and find a still life. All right, so I took some of those photographs of the still life. I'm going to go ahead and click on one of them. This is what it's going to look like. Gives you a little thumbnail, and I'm going to hit create. So boom, I have my still life in there. Since I'm going to draw on top of it, check this out. I'm going to tap on the thumbnail here, and I'm going to make it more transparent. I'm going to make it lighter, like that. So you still want to be able to see it, but you can get rid of a lot of it. And we're going to make it totally disappear later. So once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and lock this layer. So now it's locked. And I'm going to go up here to this plus sign, hit plus, tap on that right there. So now I can start to draw. And what I'm going to ask that you do is, if you choose to do this, right, just to get a feel for the app, you can see I can zoom in with 2 fingers. I can zoom out. I can rotate it. You know, if just like we're turning our paper to get to a different spot, if you need to do that, that's okay. I mentioned up here, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that for a second. And all I'm going to do is start to trace those lines. I don't expect them to be perfect, but you're just trying to recreate that still life drawing. Now, when I'm drawing, I also want to try and make sure that my lines create closed shapes, and I'll show you. Like, I don't want to leave it like that, because if I try and color with a paint tool, it's going to leak out and fill in everything. So if that happens, I want to make sure I connect it right to that. So you can kind of see that's what it's looking like so far. I'm going to adjust my technical pencil. I'm going to make it just a little smaller. It's 5.9. I'm going to use 5. All right, so I'm just going to lay some of this in there. So as you're drawing, you're just trying to trace the edges of your still life shapes. All right, you don't have to trace everything. All right, but that way you can see what these look like when they are three-dimensional. It allows you to kind of get a better sense of making space in a drawing. I'm going to put these buttons right there. I think there is another one right there. I'm not going to include that detail. I'm not worried about it. Right? I've got my funky red plant shape over here. So we're going to add some of those. And remember, you're going to need at least 3 things in your still life. Right? If you want to have more than the 3, that's okay. All right, and you're just focusing on the contour lines or the outlines of those shapes. If you want to add more detail, like I will right here in a second on this jar that my friend Nicole made, you can do that. So that's the contour, right? If I wanted to show this pattern in here, I don't have to draw all of them, but I can give the viewer a sense of what this might look like. If you do want to include all of them in there, that's okay too. All right, so maybe I just leave it as that. I've got my little felt owl back here. So I'm tracing that too. And if it's not perfect, I can go up here and I can hit that undo button. So it disappears. That's okay. All right, a little beak right there, little belly on the bird. Gotta get the face of the bird. Here's one of the wings fell off a long time ago. I don't know what happened to it. All right, and then I have my TP, my toilet paper roll. So I want to trace that. Now the toilet paper roll back here, to make it look like, I want to connect that right there. So I'm going to touch that. You can see how it gets overlapped by the shapes. So we can see how the plant gets overlapped, the toilet paper gets overlapped by 2 things. That's going to make your drawing look a little bit more 3-dimensional. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little skinnier right here, and I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit because the toilet paper roll, I made a mistake, so I'm gonna use my eraser right here. Click on this eraser. It's really big right now. I'm gonna make it smaller, and what I'm gonna do is erase this part right here. I made a mistake. All right, so then I could go back to my drawing tool. There we go. And that toilet paper roll actually went down here. That's where it went. Right, and again, I connect it. So that way it looks like it's going behind those shapes. And really the other edge of the roll, the cylinder, is right there. I'm going to use a dotted line so we get a sense of like that's where the toilet paper roll tears. That gives us an idea of like how wide that is. Right? And then the other thing that you want to make sure of is that you get your table line in there. All right? I'm actually now going to make my line a little wider again so it kind of matches the other things in there. I wanted to make it skinnier just for that part. So I'm going to draw that table edge. If I wanted to draw a pattern in the background, I could. All right, I'm going to keep this one a little simple though, so I'm not going to worry about a pattern in the background yet. All right, so I have all my shapes in there. And then once you do that, what I would like you to do is you can, if you want to add color to the shapes, you can. But I'm going to show you a simple way that you can fill in areas of color too. So check this out. Let's say I'm going to bring back my tools and I'm going to use the paint bucket here. And there's a slider up here, right? I'm going to do two things. I'm going to move this all the way to the left so it's at 1. And then I want to use all of these layers over here. So I'm going to click this little drop right there, right? So I click that. So it says sample 1 layer. No, I want to sample all layers. And you'll see why in a minute. So then I want to pick a color to fill in the background. Just one color, right? It could be yellow. It could be any color you want in there. If I want to make it lighter, I can make it lighter. If I want to make it darker, I can make it darker. That's up to you. All right, so I'm going to click off that. I'm going to just hide this stuff so we can see it a little easier, but I do have the paint bucket picked. So now, if I did this correctly and I want the background to be that color I selected, I just tap it. And tap it, and let's see what happened. I got my paint bucket picked. All right, so I have my paint bucket selected, right? I am going to add a new layer so I don't do anything to my line layer here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that, and I'm going to hit plus. So now I have this new layer, right? And what I want to do is sample 1 layer. No, I want to sample all, so that way it reads everything that's in those. So if I have my slider here all the way to this side and tap it, nothing happens, okay? If I bring it all the way back to this side and tap it, you can see how it fills in the background. Boom. So if I wanted to go in and maybe make the inside of the toilet paper roll darker, since it looks like a shadow, I can do that right there. And then I'm just going to pick a color for the tabletop. And I'm going to keep mine just with one color. Boom. Oh, you know what? Maybe I want that table to be a little lighter. I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Let's try that. I like that a little better. Right, so you could keep it one color. If you're like, you know what, I want to change my color again, you can. All right, and you could try out different arrangements. Oh, I think I like that a little better because it makes the shapes on the table stand out a little bit more. Right, so I have that. If I wanted to go in and make one of my still life images bolder, you know, I could go back to that line layer. I'm going to unlock it. And if I make my line a little thicker and change my color to black again, you know, if I wanted my Atari joystick to stand out a little bit more, I could retrace some of those lines. So that way, I want people to know that the video games in my life are more important. I can make those lines thicker. That's up to you. You can do that. Okay, so now when it comes time to save it and share it, when I'm done, I can go up here and it says, do I want to share it? I do. So I'm going to go ahead and click share, and then it should be save image. Okay, and so that way I've got it on my device. And I can then share it to Google Classroom. All right, so here's another one that I did the other day. All right, so kind of like yellows and greens. So that's up to you. So you can create your still life with contour lines, either with traditional tools, pencils, crayons, markers, whatever you have available, or you can try out this drawing app, right? Autodesk Sketchbook, right? So go ahead and give it a try. Make sure that whichever you do, you share your work to Google Classroom or Seesaw.